History books sanitize the ugliest truths about humanity's past, making it prettier than it is. From Hiroshima's scorched victims to martyred civil rights activists, these images shatter glorified textbook accounts. What you will find will make you flinch, but how else will we build a better future by ignoring the grim lessons of the past? Can you handle having the blinders ripped off to behold the unvarnished truth? Join us as we go through 50 photos not appropriate for history books. Number 50. Holocaust wedding rings. As World War II drew to a close, American troops assumed control of the Buchenwald concentration camp as Germany faced an inevitable defeat. Upon exploration of the area, U.S. soldiers discovered a haunting array of personal belongings: watches, precious stones, eyeglasses, gold fillings, and, poignantly, wedding rings belonging to those who perished in the camp. This photograph, taken on May 5, 1945, captures the staggering sight of thousands of wedding rings amassed at the camp, serving as a stark reminder of the immense scale of death and devastation wrought by the war. Number 49. Drag soldiers. During rehearsals for a drag show in 1940, British soldiers found themselves abruptly interrupted by a German raid. With no opportunity to change into their military attire, the men valiantly assumed their battle stations while still dressed in their drag dresses. This photograph immortalizes the moment at Shamefort in England, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of those who served during wartime. Number 48. Runaway slave Peter. Though the harrowing days of the slave trade may seem distant, haunting images like this one serve as stark reminders of one of humanity's darkest epochs. Here we see Peter, a formerly enslaved man who was the subject of photographs documenting the extensive scarring of his back from whippings received in slavery. The brutality of the punishment rendered him bedridden for 2 agonizing months. However, in 1863, Peter managed to escape the confines of the 3,000-acre plantation owned by John and Bridget Lyons and enlist in the Union Army. While some historians prefer to consign slavery to the shadows of the past, its lingering legacy remains an indelible stain on the history of nations complicit in this abominable practice. Number 47. Ebben concentration camp. Among the countless images captured during the war, few can rival the profound symbolism of one taken at a concentration camp in 1945. In this poignant photograph, emaciated men, confined under the harshest conditions since their capture, finally experience the liberation they longed for. Ebben, a subcamp of the Mauthausen concentration camp, to construct tunnels for armament storage near Austria's Ebben town. Over the years, the camp held a staggering 27,278 male inmates, the majority of whom endured unimaginable suffering. Today, residential homes stand on the former site of the camp, while a nearby memorial cemetery serves as a solemn reminder of the lives lost. Additionally, a memorial tunnel established in 1994 and the Museum for Contemporary History Ebben, established in 2001, offer insights into the camp's history, ensuring that the memory of those who suffered remains alive. Number 46. The human zoos of the early 20th century. In the early 20th century, a disturbing practice emerged: the exhibition of indigenous people from various tribes as attractions in human zoos. This concept, born in 1904, saw the United States government import over 300 indigenous Filipinos for this degrading purpose. This image, captured at the Coney Island Zoo in the same year, depicts these tribesmen coerced into performing their traditional lifestyles for the amusement of onlookers. Additionally, there's the haunting image of the Filipino zoo girl, taken in 1904, depicting a young girl bound by ropes amidst zoo visitors, surrounded by monkeys and lizards. This appalling display of human depravity epitomizes the depths to which humanity can sink. Yet, these distressing images are often omitted from mainstream history. which instead chooses to perpetuate a sanitized narrative of the past. Number 45. Swedish Gay Couple. In recent years, nations worldwide have shown greater openness and support for homosexual couples, marking a notable shift in societal attitudes. However, the historical treatment of same-sex relationships tells a different story. This mugshot from Sweden in 1897 serves as a stark reminder of the harsh realities faced by individuals who dared to love outside societal norms. These two men were imprisoned simply for being in a homosexual relationship, reflecting the intolerance prevalent in the past. Today, Sweden stands as one of Europe's most progressive nations regarding LGBTQ+ rights, symbolizing a profound evolution in national ideologies. Number 44. Dorothy Count's first day at school. Dorothy Count Scoggins, born on March 25, 1942, stands as a trailblazer in the American civil rights movement. She holds the distinction of being among the first black students to gain admission to Harry Harding High School. However, her courageous step into this previously all-white institution was met with 4 days of relentless harassment, prompting her parents to withdraw her from the school. This poignant photograph captures the momentous occasion as she walks with dignity, seemingly impervious to the taunts and ridicule hurled at her by white male students. While history may attempt to distance us from the overt racism of the past, images like these serve as stark reminders that the shadows of those dark days linger closer than we often acknowledge. Number 43. Blanc Monier. Blanc Monier's tragic tale, often referred to as the confined woman of Poitiers, remains largely unknown to many. Locked away in a small room by her aristocratic mother and brother for a staggering 25 years, she was finally discovered by authorities in a deplorable state of emaciation and filth. Throughout her captivity, she had been deprived of sunlight, rendering her a shadow of her former self. Before her confinement, Blanche was renowned for her beauty, attracting numerous suitors from the area. However, her desire to marry a lawyer disapproved by her mother led to her imprisonment. Blanche's plight remained hidden until an anonymous letter reached the Paris Attorney General in 1901, revealing the shocking truth of her incarceration. This tragic saga sheds light on the depths of human cruelty and the enduring scars it leaves behind. Number 42. The Caribbean Slave Bible. The contentious manipulation of religion as a means of oppression and discrimination has sparked debate for centuries. During the era of the slave trade, a distinctive version of the Bible was crafted for Caribbean slaves, meticulously edited to expunge any mention of freedom. This deliberate alteration conveyed a clear message, insinuating that subservience to fellow humans was divinely ordained. Today, our world still contends with the enduring challenge posed by religious exploitation, which impedes the advancement of society at large. As religious manipulations persist, they serve as obstacles to progress, perpetuating systemic injustices and inhibiting the pursuit of equality and justice for all. Number 41. Unknown man bearing a cryptic sign during the Depression. If you're acquainted with American history, you'll recall the harrowing days of the Great Depression, one of the nation's most devastating periods spanning from 1929 to 1939, was a global economic crisis triggered by a sharp decline in stock prices in the United States, culminating in the Wall Street crash of October 24, 1929, famously known as Black Thursday. A poignant image from this era depicts a young man holding a sign as he implores for help from anyone willing to lend a hand to support his family's survival. It serves as a stark reminder of the grim realities of the past and how far society has progressed since those dark times. Number 40. First picture taken after the Chernobyl disaster. April 26, 1986 is a date forever etched in the annals of history, marking one of the most catastrophic events not only for Ukraine, but potentially for the entire world. This photograph believed to be the earliest taken just after the incident, offers a chilling glimpse into the extent of devastation that engulfed the area. Captured by Igor Kostin, a photographer from Kyiv, this particular image miraculously escaped destruction by radiation, unlike many others taken that fateful day. This catastrophe ranks as one of only 2 nuclear energy accidents, rated at 7, the highest severity, on the International Nuclear Event Scale, alongside the 2011 Fukushima nuclear accident in Japan. Number 39. Moments before the Omag bombing. The photograph captured just moments before the 1998 Omag bombing depicts a haunting scene. In the image, a red Vauxhall Cavalier later revealed to contain the deadly bomb is seen. This particular detail sends shivers down the spine, considering the devastation that followed. Fortunately, the individuals captured in the photo, a man and a child, survived the incident on that fateful day. The Omag bombing, a reprehensible act perpetrated by the real Irish Republican Army, took place on August 15, 1998, in Omagh, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland. This heinous attack, aimed at undermining the IRA ceasefire and the Good Friday Agreement, resulted in the loss of 29 lives and left approximately 220 people wounded. Despite telephoned warnings issued nearly 40 minutes before the explosion, the lack of specific location details inadvertently led authorities to direct people towards the bomb site. Number 38. Nazi Rally, Madison Square Garden, 1939. In the annals of history, a chilling event unfolded on February 20, 1939 at Madison Square Garden, a Nazi rally orchestrated by the German-American Bund. Over 20,000 individuals gathered, with Fritz Julius Kuhn taking the spotlight as a prominent speaker. This rally, strategically timed just 2 days before George Washington's birthday, aimed to cloak itself in the guise of patriotism, dubbing it a pro-Americanism gathering. The stark imagery captured from this event showcases the enormity of the attendance, alongside the unsettling presence of a mammoth portrait of Washington adorned with swastikas flanking each side of the stage. Number 37. George Willig, the Human Fly. If heights make you queasy, brace yourself for this tale. In 1977, mountain climber George Willig achieved the seemingly impossible by scaling the exterior of the World Trade Center's South Tower in a breathtaking feat that left the world in awe. It took Willig a daring 3 and 1 to 2 hours to conquer the towering structure, resulting in his subsequent arrest. Prior to this audacious stunt, Willig had been known as a humble toy maker. At the time, the South Tower, standing as the 3rd tallest building globally, presented an imposing challenge. Although the city of New York initially threatened a hefty $250,000 fine for the disruption caused, Mayor Abraham Beame ultimately levied a symbolic fine of just 110, equivalent to a cent, for each of the tower's towering 110 stories. Number 36. The Mushroom Cloud. Over Nagasaki, Japan. On August 6, 1945, a pivotal moment unfolded in the annals of warfare as American forces unleashed the atomic bomb, codenamed Little Boy, upon the city of Nagasaki, Japan. The cataclysmic explosion claimed the lives of over 140,000 individuals, etching a grim milestone in history. This haunting image freezes the moment when the mushroom cloud billows ominously over the devastated city, capturing the final breaths of countless souls and the merciless destruction of vital infrastructure. In our collective memory, there's a tendency to overlook or even suppress such harrowing chapters. Yet, images like these serve as poignant reminders, refusing to let us forget the indelible scars left by this unforgettable episode in human history. Number 35. The Ghost of Hiroshima. This enduring image, captured in the aftermath of the devastating atomic bombing of Hiroshima by the United States, serves as a solemn testament to the grim realities of war. According to those who bore witness, a man had been seated at this very spot in front of the Sumitomo Bank Company in Hiroshima, patiently awaiting the bank's opening when the bomb was unleashed. The sheer force of the explosion wrought instantaneous destruction, leaving behind naught but a haunting shadow, forever seared into the concrete step. A silent witness to the unfathomable horrors unleashed upon the city that day. Number 34. Patient being treated for mental illness. The journey of mental health treatment and awareness has undergone significant evolution. Today, a greater understanding of mental well-being exists, as does the diverse array of treatments available for identified conditions. However, in the 19th century, the landscape was far from ideal. Consider this photograph from 1890 in Germany, depicting a patient undergoing treatment for mental illness. It's perplexing to comprehend who deemed such methods appropriate for addressing a medical condition. Frankly, it's doubtful that these approaches were ever effective. Number 33. 2 Armenian fighters getting ready for war. Taken in 1915, this powerful image captures the grim reality of Armenian counter-militias heading off to war during the tumultuous period of the Armenian genocide. This devastating event, orchestrated by the ruling Committee of Union and Progress within the Ottoman Empire during World War I, systematically aimed to eradicate the Armenian people and their cultural identity. Through mass killings, forced marches, and coerced conversions, nearly 1 million Armenians perished, while others endured unspeakable suffering. Number 32. Oldest aerial photograph. The evolution of aerial photography intertwines with the broader tapestry of human history over the past century. Soon after the advent of commercial photography in the mid-19th century, enthusiasts began experimenting with capturing images from the sky using various unconventional methods such as balloons, kites, and even rockets. James Wallace Black's iconic 1860 aerial photograph, taken from a tethered hot air balloon named the Queen of the Air, offers the oldest surviving glimpse from above, capturing Boston from a lofty height of 2,000 feet. Number 31. Anne Frank's father. Among the enduring tales from World War II, the story of Anne Frank and her family resonates deeply. Hiding in an attic in Amsterdam, Anne penned her experiences in a diary that has since captured international acclaim. This poignant image depicts Otto Frank, Anne's father, as he revisits the attic where they sought refuge from the Nazis. Tragically, he was the sole survivor of his family. Otto Frank's role as Anne's father is pivotal. Without his perseverance, her diary may never have reached the public eye, and the iconic Anne Frank house might not exist as we know it today. Number 30. The Supreme Court in session. It's a lesser-known fact that cameras are prohibited inside the United States Supreme Court during its sessions. However, in a remarkable incident in 1937, a woman ingeniously concealed a camera in her handbag and clandestinely captured an iconic image of the court proceedings. To date, this remains one of the exceedingly rare instances where photography was surreptitiously achieved while the court was in session, with only one other known photograph in existence from a similar circumstance. Number 29. Nikola Tesla's last picture. Nikola Tesla, a luminary whose brilliance defied convention, stands as a towering figure in history. Hailing from Serbia and later becoming an American citizen, Tesla was not only an inventor, but also an electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and futurist. His groundbreaking work in the development of the modern alternating current electricity supply system revolutionized the world. Despite his genius, Tesla often found himself at odds with the scientific establishment, facing repeated challenges in bringing his innovative ideas to fruition. Undeterred, he persisted in forging his path, leaving an indelible mark with his extraordinary inventions. This photograph, captured in 1943, immortalizes Tesla in his final days. Number 28. World War II gas masks for babies. During the Second World War, the threat of chemical weapons and gas attacks cast a dark shadow over civilians and military personnel, subjecting them to unimaginable horrors. As the fear of gas attacks loomed large, drastic measures were taken to protect everyone, including infants who were mandated to wear gas masks as a precautionary measure. In 1938, the British government distributed gas masks to the populace, including infants, in anticipation of potential poison gas bombings by the Germans. Plans were made for the possibility of tens of thousands of deaths in London alone, with grim estimates suggesting 250,000 fatalities in the first week of the war. Nurses were photographed testing newly developed gas masks tailored specifically for babies, underscoring the grim realities faced by civilians during wartime. Number 27. John F. Kennedy's funeral. Ever pondered the discrepancy between the plethora of images documenting President Kennedy's assassination and the relative scarcity of those from his funeral? Here's an iconic photograph from the event, capturing the solemn moment when one of the most controversial presidents in U.S. history was laid to rest. These White House photographs from President Kennedy's state funeral, now fully digitized, offer a poignant glimpse into a time of profound significance and national grief. They stand among the most requested images in the White House Photographs collection, now available online for researchers and users worldwide. Number 26. The fight for women's rights. Now, more than ever, women's rights have taken center stage in global discourse. But this wasn't always the norm. In 1907, Annette Kellerman defiantly posed for this photograph as a bold protest against the oppressive laws that barred women from wearing fitted one-piece bathing suits. Her act of defiance led to her arrest on charges of indecency, highlighting the stark inequalities and restrictions faced by women during that era. Kellerman's courageous stance serves as a poignant reminder of the ongoing struggle for gender equality and the importance of challenging societal norms to effect change. Number 25. Inside an old airplane. Exploring the history of technological progress, particularly in mobility, unveils a stark reality. Safety standards were often shockingly inadequate. Consider the interior of this commercial aeroplane from the 1930s. By modern standards, it appears nothing short of a death trap. It's hard to imagine anyone willingly boarding such a precarious vessel. Fortunately, aviation regulations have evolved dramatically since then, ushering in a new era of safety. Still, there's a curious allure in contemplating what it must have felt like to embark on a flight teetering on the edge of danger, soaring through the skies with uncertainty looming overhead. Number 24. 1,000 dog tags. Take a look at this powerful image that captures the essence of the Vietnam War. This poignant photograph, taken at the Harold Washington Library Center in Chicago, stands as a monumental tribute to the 58,300 lives lost during the conflict. Each tag adorning the display symbolizes a life tragically cut short, a victim of the senseless violence that regrettably persists in various parts of the world, even today. It serves as a stark reminder of the enduring impact of war and the human cost it exacts. Number 23. The World Trade Center. During construction. The photograph taken in 1972 beautifully frames the twin towers of the World Trade Center, with the sun casting its warm glow through the still incomplete structure. It's undeniably a stunning image, capturing a sense of serenity and bliss that belies the turbulence brewing in the city below. Number 22. The 1979 hijab protest. In 1979, the Iranian government enacted a law mandating the use of the hijab by female citizens, igniting widespread protests across the nation. The implementation of the law was met with severe force, resulting in harsh punishment for violators. Over 100,000 Iranian women took to the streets of Tehran in one of the largest demonstrations in the country's history. Originally intended to commemorate International Women's Day, the march evolved into a massive protest against the erosion of women's rights during the Iranian Revolution, particularly the imposition of mandatory hijab. Number 21. The alligator table. In the quirky era of the 1920s, an unusual establishment emerged, the California Alligator Farm in Los Angeles. Here, daring guests were invited to dine amidst the alligators. Originally located in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood, adjacent to the Los Angeles Ostrich Farm, this attraction drew tourists from 1907 until 1953. Despite its popularity, declining attendance led to the farm's closure in 1984, prompting the relocation of its inhabitants to a private estate in Florida. This captivating image captures the spine-chilling moments as visitors mingle among the well-trained alligators, an experience that might raise eyebrows today. Number 20. The pre-battle ritual of the London Scottish Regiment. In a striking display of resilience during the First World War, soldiers from the London Scottish Regiment embraced a peculiar ritual before heading to the battlefield. With uncertainty looming over their return, they would defy gravity, throwing themselves into the air, savoring fleeting moments of joy amidst the impending chaos. This poignant image, captured in England in 1915, serves as a poignant reminder that even in the darkest of times, humanity perseveres, unearthing moments of joy amidst the turbulence of war. Number 19. An unusual pet. You may have seen carriages pulled by horses, camels, or even elephants. But have you ever witnessed an alligator taking on the task? Well, here's your chance. This photograph, taken in 1987, showcases an unconventional scene. An alligator leisurely trudging along a road, pulling a carriage with a young girl aboard. It's certainly an unusual sight, one that likely wouldn't pass today's stringent safety regulations. Number 18. The Night Witches. The crucible of the Second World War forged a multitude of unsung heroes. Among them, the remarkable team of Russian female pilots depicted in this iconic photograph. Dubbed the Night Witches, their moniker hints at their daring exploits, bombarding Nazi forces under cover of darkness, inflicting significant damage on both troops and infrastructure. These courageous women exemplify the indomitable spirit and unwavering resolve of those who fought tirelessly against tyranny during this tumultuous period in history. Number 17. The first ever gay pride rally. In today's world, many countries uphold the principle of freedom of expression, particularly for members of the LGBTQ+ community. However, this freedom was hard-won through the courageous efforts of individuals in the past. On June 28, 1970, the first Pride marches were held in New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, commemorating the first anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising. Amidst societal resistance, the LGBTQ+ community defiantly asserted their rights by marching through the streets in what is now recognized as the inaugural Gay Pride Rally. This pivotal event marked a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights. Number 16. San Francisco's Cliff House. The iconic Cliff House, nestled atop the headland above the cliffs just north of Ocean Beach, is a fading memory for many. This photograph, captured in 1907, serves as one of the few remaining glimpses of its former grandeur before tragedy struck. Shortly after this image was taken, the beloved building succumbed to a devastating fire, leaving behind only memories of its once majestic presence. Number 15. Execution of a German communist. In the haunting image captured in Munich in 1919, a German communist faces a firing squad, the authenticity of which remains a subject of debate. While some sources assert its reality, others suggest it's a staged photograph, as inconsistencies raise doubts about its authenticity, including the proximity of the soldiers to the wall and their lack of readiness to fire. Despite uncertainties surrounding its authenticity, the image serves as a sobering reminder of a tumultuous era in history. Number 14. The Red Cross Fundraiser, 1918. Amidst the chaos and devastation of the First World War, medical personnel stood at the forefront, tirelessly caring for the wounded. In 1918, the Red Cross orchestrated a fundraising event in Birmingham, Alabama, to support the vital medical outreach efforts. This photograph immortalizes the dedicated nurses and officers who participated in this noble endeavor, symbolizing their unwavering commitment to saving the lives of countless soldiers on the battlefield. Number 13. Princess Diana with an AIDS patient. This iconic photograph of Princess Diana captures a pivotal moment in history. Amidst widespread fear and stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS, Diana boldly shakes hands with an AIDS patient, notably without wearing gloves. This powerful gesture symbolized a profound shift in global perception, challenging misconceptions and reducing the stigma associated with those living with the disease. Number 12. Boy watches TV. For the first time in our modern age, technological marvels have become so ubiquitous that we often overlook their significance. However, in the past, owning cutting-edge gadgets like television sets was a privilege reserved for the fortunate few. This photograph, snapped in 1948, freezes the moment a young boy gazes at a television screen for the first time. His expression of wonder and awe is palpable, serving as a poignant reminder of the profound impact of innovation on our lives. Number 11. Banned Hitler photo. Behold, a rare photograph of Adolf Hitler that has eluded public view until now. The exact date of its capture remains shrouded in mystery, with speculation swirling about Hitler's displeasure with the image. Legend has it that Hitler personally ordered it to remain hidden from the public eye. Despite his efforts, the photograph has re-emerged, finding its way onto the vast expanse of the internet. Number 10. Queen Elizabeth as a mechanic. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth II, often seen in regal attire, once served as a mechanic during World War II? Despite initial resistance from King George, she was determined to contribute to the war effort and convinced him to allow her to join the military. At the age of 18, Princess Elizabeth enlisted in the Auxiliary Territorial Service as a junior officer, where she learned to drive trucks and became proficient in mechanics. Known as Truck Mechanic number 230873, she mastered skills like changing wheels and rebuilding engines. Despite her royal status, Queen Elizabeth received no special treatment and rose through the ranks on her merit, eventually achieving the rank of junior commander. This rare photograph serves as a poignant reminder of her wartime service and the resilience of the era. Number 9. The Ku Klux Parade, 1925. In a haunting snapshot of history, on August 8, 1926, a procession of 30,000 individuals clad in Ku Klux Klan robes marched down Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. This image stands as an indelible marker of a deeply contentious moment in United States history. The decision by the government to permit such a hate-fueled spectacle remains shrouded in mystery. However, given the pervasive racial segregation of the era, it's difficult to fathom the government of the time raising any significant objections to such an event. Number 8. A sea of shells. In this photograph, we witness the aftermath of a massive offensive launched against Germany during World War II. The sheer scale is staggering as we behold a towering pile of 105mm shells, remnants of just a single day of Allied bombardment. The sheer magnitude of these discarded shells serves as a stark reminder of the immense effort and resources dedicated to the war effort. Number 7. The McDonald Brothers. In 1948, Richard and Maurice McDonald embarked on a transformative journey, redesigning their San Bernardino restaurant to streamline its menu to just 9 items. Little did they know, this marked the inception of the McDonald's empire we cherish today. In this photograph, the two brothers stand proudly in front of their revamped restaurant, poised for the official unveiling of their innovative concept. Number 6. Horrors of war. The harrowing toll of war is often best understood through the eyes of those who lived it. In a photograph taken on his journey to battle, Soviet soldier Yugen Stano Katov's eyes gleamed with determination and fervor. However, upon his return after the war's end in 1945, the sparkle in his eyes had faded, replaced by a haunted gaze that spoke volumes of the horrors he had witnessed. His demeanor mirrored that of a man who had confronted the darkest depths of human conflict. Number 5. Picture from the Korean War. In the ongoing revision of history curricula, there's a tendency to gloss over certain dark chapters, particularly those exposing the atrocities committed by some of today's most influential nations. Events like the Korean War are often targeted for erasure, yet reminders like this photograph persist, forcing us to confront the stark reality of past conflicts. This image, frozen in time, depicts a harrowing moment. An Indian Army ambulance driver grappling with excruciating pain after losing his legs to the brutal violence of war. Number 4. Last words. This haunting tableau from World War I freezes the moment when a Red Cross nurse diligently records the final words of a soldier gravely wounded in battle. Such scenes serve as poignant reminders of the unfathomable horrors of war and the enduring, irreparable toll it exacts on families. Even today, countless families still wrestle with the lasting repercussions of this monumental conflict. Number 3. Ann Arbor, 1996. This iconic photograph carries a profound message that reverberates through our society even today. Captured in 1996, the image immortalizes human rights activist Kesha Thomas as she bravely shields an alleged Ku Klux Klan supporter from a hostile mob in Ann Arbor. In that moment, Thomas embodies the essence of human empathy, serving as a poignant reminder that, beneath our differences, we are all fundamentally human. Number 2. Liberty at last. On January 25th, 1945, the Red Army liberated the Auschwitz death camp in occupied Poland. Before this momentous event, over 1 million Jews had tragically perished at this site, rendering it one of the most harrowing symbols of the war's atrocities. In this photograph, we witness the profound joy and elation etched on the faces of some of the newly liberated prisoners, marking a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness of their past experiences. Number 1. Coal miners. In Belgium, after a day of work. The late 18th and early 19th centuries were characterized by challenging times, particularly for the common people. Throughout Europe, many individuals were compelled to take on perilous jobs to earn a living, risking their lives daily. This notorious photograph, taken in a coal mine in Belgium in 1900, starkly illustrates the extremely hazardous conditions faced by these miners. Regrettably, similar levels of mistreatment persist in numerous countries worldwide to this day. Thanks for watching. Check out another interesting video by clicking on the link appearing on your screen right now. See you on the other side.